everyone is recommending His and Hers on Netflix that you should go and watch this film. But should you really press play on this film?
So His and Hers actually has this very arresting premise. It had a great ingredient for a great thriller series. It follows this estranged husband and wife. On one hand, the woman is a journalist, and on the other hand, the man is a detective. And each of them, they are suspecting the other person for this murder that happened. A lady had been stabbed 40 times, and they both happen to know this lady.
Yeah.
And they have history together. So you can only imagine this is the perfect weekend binge.
Yeah, it is. It has a recipe for everything. And when you hear that kind of premise, it's pretty like arresting, and you want to watch it. But if you look at it critically, there are some things inside in between that did not really make a lot of sense. Like, did not really drive the plot. Thank you for using that word. And people are torn. Critics are torn. Is this show even good? Because the pacing is not so great.
Like 3 episodes would have sufficed, I think, because they're just really showing. They're trying to build the story. I can understand why it's 6 episodes. I still think even the 6 episodes, it respected our time and our intelligence. However, at the same time, there are some things that were just like, were there really things that were going merry-go-round, or just so they would get to the end quickly? Because if we're thinking about it, every episode ends with a cliffhanger.
Yeah, it did.
That makes you want to press play to see what happens. So maybe we're just like attention span.
Attention span is pretty bad.
Yeah.
So some people are calling it a masterpiece, while other people found it frustrating. I don't think I found it frustrating. I just think it was just okay, and I wanted to see how it ended. Basically, I think the part that I really liked in the show was the end of this show itself, because when we got to the reveal, if the first reveal, okay, who is the killer? If you haven't seen the show, bear in mind that there are spoilers ahead, minor spoilers. When we got to the end of the show, we saw that there was this reveal of who the killer is at first, and they arrested this person. I was like,
that was weak.
Yes, that was weak. I did not like it at all. Did you like it?
Of course not. I was saying, okay, but we still have time, so maybe there's more. Okay, I had just one suspect watching the show, and I was like, okay, this is weak. My own thought was much better. Then they revealed it, and I was very happy about that.
Yeah, I was happy with the reveal. It's what really brought the show together. It made the whole binge worth it, because I was like, okay, this is the first thriller I'm person playing on this year, and you did not want to hook me. Why? So you know, like something that we've seen always. I wanted more from it. I like the characters. What do you think about Anna and her husband?
I like Anna. Jack is an a-hole if you look at him critically. He's not a nice guy. But I think that I like that because not everybody is such nice and pretty persons in their workspace, especially. But I thought he was just really not a nice guy to Priya, and I like how Priya was handling the entire matter. But I think it was well executed. However, the one thing I could not stomach watching this that really threw me off, the accent. I had to even Google it out. It was very obvious that Jon is not born or raised in the South. And this is not the first time that people are not born and raised in a certain area and they have the accent. And they're able to play characters that are born and raised in a certain area.
Yeah, because you're an actor.
Yeah, because you're an actor. But Jon's attempt was so poor. It was laughable.
I didn't really care for it.
It was obvious that he was not there. Tessa was not born in the South as well, but she nailed her accent. The only person that's actually been born or was from that area is Tessa's mom, Alice. So yeah, but that accent was sad. It was a sad attempt.
Yeah, but that's okay. The couple, I found their dynamic really interesting and pretty realistic, so I like it. But at the same time, this series, I feel like it did not just want to stick to its own. It's a murder mystery. Then we have marital issues going on and workplace drama of climbing the corporate ladder.
Yeah,
it did not just want to stick, and there's a lot of heavy themes here. So it was just going around these heavy themes, because I feel like it's such a serious film with the things that happened to Tessa growing up and everything. I think it should have a kind of serious tone to it. Yeah, or it was just like all over the place. Like, okay, we don't really care about this, but this happened anyway. So I wished it was more decisive with the tone that it took.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. But I kind of agree, but at the same time, I can understand why it's like that. And I think that, again, since it's adapted from a book, Alice Feeney, there will be a lot of more context, more nuance that we're missing out on.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that's why I'm just like, okay, I'm giving it grace because I know that it has a book, and the book is definitely way better. So, but I think it's a good adaptation.
Yeah, it's not a bad adaptation. It's not a bad binge. I would say that you can watch it if you like thrillers, if you want it to be an ending. So a lot of people were able to predict the end.
Yeah.
I went there without trying to predict anything because I was skeptical going to watch the show because people are highly recommending it, and I was like, let me go with an open mind. So I refused to put my eyes out to see any hidden identity. I questioned the person that did at the end of the day, but still, I'm like, okay.
I went with part of the mind of a reader that, oh, I've not read this book and I hope people don't mess it up. That's why I went with first. Then also I went with hope because Tessa Thompson is there. Tessa Thompson does not just do any project. She always does like really good projects, twisted projects. That's something that I think if you see Tessa Thompson, you look like. So yeah, that's why I went. That's why I had hope in the series. So when I went in, I was just watching it, and I think that is deliberate, that the writer wanted us to they put it in on the nose.
Okay.
Because most of the time, like in the dialogue at the end, they say that things that are it's just there waiting for you, but we try to like, oh, because of our biases and we ignore a lot of things, overlook people, look down on people and everything. So it was there, and immediately I caught it in episode 3. I caught it, and I was like, oh, this is it. That was my only suspect, because I was watching the movie just, okay, there's a murder here, let's see what happens, because I see this trailer as something that is just mindless. I don't think it's for hardcore trailer fans. This is like such a great recommendation. No, I think it's just like something that you mindlessly watch on a Sunday or with your friends, and it's not just friends, chatty friends that might distract you from what you're watching. You're like, oh, okay, let's move it back. You know, there's some trailers that you want to focus on and you want to watch again. I don't think His and Hers is it, but it was not bad. So I was watching it and I had only one suspect. I don't know about it being worth the hype. I think that it's worth the hype in a way, because if you want something that is just mindless and at the same time decent, then it's okay to press play on His and Hers. But if you're like you're someone that wants to be thrown to the wall with the plot twist, then this is not for you.
For some people it works, but if you are a hardcore, like what he's just saying now, it's not for you. But I think it's good. I think I love how there was that twist at the end of the day. So it's not huge, but it's something that made a lot of sense. So it's just an okay series for me. I think I'll give it 3 stars, 3.5, 3 stars.
I'll give it 4 because I love the dialogue at the end of the show. I enjoyed it, and I'm very happy to see Crystal Fox play this lady in this show. I just have to say, she's such a great actress, and most of the time people like this, they get overlooked. I'll give it 4. I'll give it 4 because of the twist. Even though I was able to predict it, I don't really like when I can predict it. I like it and I don't like it at the same time. But I love when you blow my mind. But I respect the ending and the entire dialogue at the end. So
yeah, I respect 4 stars. The end is the reason why I'm giving it 3 stars. If it was the other end, I would like, I just wasted how many hours watching this. So tell us what you think down in the comments. Did you see that twist coming, or were you blown away? Are you on the side of the critics that are saying this is trash, or are you on the side of people that are saying this is a masterpiece? Put down in the comments.
Masterpiece is a big word, but yeah. Goodbye.